We're officially launched now.
Oh, shit, we're recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, we've been recording. I
Oh,
just hit
gotcha.
record right away.
You're just going to fucking hot mic me, huh?
Hot mic. Hope we didn't drop any bad ones.
I could hit you with a Biden.
Yeah.
Dumb bastard.
Dumb bastard. Oh, yeah. But we're live now. Like, we're on Spotify and Apple and
Yep.
everything. So that's
Fuck
pretty
yeah.
cool.
Listen to all of them.
Yeah.
All three of them that are there. And there's another one out there that people don't really know about on another podcast that we did with Shane.
Oh, yeah. That one's coming. That one's coming up, I think. And, well, I guess whenever this drops, I don't know. It's going to be all goofy because those were all, like, way pre-recorded before we launched. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's all good.
That'll be good. It's fine. It's fine. We're not real time. We're not doing this real time right now.
No.
Maybe someday we'll get to the point where we're doing it real time. But until then, it's just podcast time.
Yeah, dude. It's fucking, it's playtime, bro.
It's playtime. Got the big guns out here.
What the fuck you been up to?
Oh, not much. Just working. Working. Doing this.
Nice.
Probably the same as you. Pretty similar.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I got some shit cooking.
Like what?
Just fucking around mostly. Getting ready for the summer, dude. Getting ready to fucking go compete.
Oh, yeah.
Do some USPSA or some IDPA or whatever the fuck falls in our direction.
Mm-hmm. You want to
My
actually...
goal is to do one competition a month for the entire summer.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You want to actually compete?
Yeah, I'm trying to get good.
I know. I do too. And the thing is, like, I really want to do, like, PRS and that NRL Hunter
Yeah.
rifle, like, competitions. Really want to do those. But, man, you're talking, like, some bigger money. It takes a little bit more money getting into it, like, with rifle setups and optics and stuff. With handguns, there's a lot more... It's a lot easier to get into because, I don't know, you really, there's so many different divisions in USPSA and IDPA matches. You know, you got your, I mean, what are all the divisions?
Shit. Well, there's production. That's the base one where it's, you know, fucking basically no modifications to a factory handgun. I think they allow some. Like, you can put grips on them. You can stipple your shit modestly. Whatever. You know, it's a production handgun. You can pull it out of the box, go fucking run in the USPSA competition totally legally. Then there's carry optics, which is basically just red dots on a production gun. Mm-hmm. There's limited division, which is iron sights, but you can have like flared magwells, full stippled grips, modify the shit out of it, basically just no optics.
Yeah, basically anything goes in that division, right?
Yep.
I
Extended
mean,
mags.
you can do whatever you
All
want.
that shit. And then there's open. And open's the race guns. It's fucking everything goes.
Oh, that one's anything goes.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want to that.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, there's so many different divisions to compete at, and it's a lot easier to get into with a lot less money, I think, when it comes to handgun competitions.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know. We grew up shooting a lot of handgun or rifles and shotguns, and being in the military, we didn't shoot a whole lot of handguns, so it's also kind of fun to get into handguns a lot more in the adult years, I guess.
Yeah.
At least that's what I've been noticing. It's just, I don't know. It's a little more challenging, and I think it's just because we didn't grow up shooting, you know, Glocks when we were kids. So
Yeah, and I think it's fun. I mean, I mentioned this on the last time I was on, I guess, but it's just fun to... Number one, it's fun to see where you stack up against people. I always think that's fun. You know, friendly competition is always a good fucking thing.
it is a good thing.
And it pushes you to be better with a handgun in almost any defensive situation that you're going to get yourself into outside of maybe a home invasion or a military conflict or even a police conflict. You know,
Oh, yeah.
it's going to be with a handgun because you're going to be concealed carrying.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of value in it. And I don't know. I know a lot of people, a lot of pros that compete. I guess I don't know them personally, but I know of them. And the most popular ones carry optics.
Oh, sure.
You know, the open division is obviously popular with pros, but like these are high-end pros. Like, you know, we're not pros, we're bros, dude.
Right. I guess the thing with that, it's like open division it's cool to see. It's cool to watch. It's cool to see like the best of the best shooting the best as fast as they can shoot it. You know, it's really impressive seeing those times. Mm-hmm. But what's more practical, like, because no one's carrying a fucking 1911 style race gun that's shooting 9mm double stack mags with all that crazy shit. And no one's carrying that around with what are they, like 5+ inch barrels?
Yeah, they're huge.
You're not carrying that stuff around every day.
No,
that's for fun.
You know, nobody uses them for duty weapons either, and
right.
The reason is because they are strictly made for a controlled environment, competition environment, right?
Yep.
Like, they are not super rugged. They're also not, honestly, super dependable.
No.
Like,
no,
they're fast fucking guns, and they are made for shooting very, very quickly.
They call them race guns for a reason, and just like a race car, like, you're not going to drive a fucking race car like Dale Earnhardt isn't driving around his number 3 Dale Earnhardt car. Well, he's dead now, I guess, but he wasn't. He's
wasn't driving around a stock car.
He ain't driving around that son of a bitch to get groceries.
Yeah,
you know. So just like you're not using a race car to go get groceries, you're not using a race gun to carry every day for everyday carry. You're carrying, like, I don't know, at big is probably a Glock 17 sized handgun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and honestly, I'm not comfortable carrying a Glock 17.
It's big.
Yeah, it's huge.
Mm-hmm.
A 19's pushing it for me. At least I carry appendix. And in the summertime, even a Glock 19 can get fucking cumbersome.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I adjust whatever I have for the season, whatever I'm wearing. I don't like to index my shit. And fucking, I don't know.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I'm carrying a Glock 19.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I can conceal a Glock 19 pretty easily.
Yeah, Glock 19s aren't too bad to conceal. 17s are a little bit cumbersome. I was carrying around a 1911 for a while back in the day.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
fucking,
that thing was a bitch
on a shoulder harness.
Yeah, that was a winter carry only gun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so when you had the layers on and you could actually carry it with it being actually concealed. I think it was a bitch to conceal, dude.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I got subcompacts and shit that I carry when, I don't know, trying to look decent, wear form-fitting clothes to a certain extent.
Oh, yeah.
And there's no shame in that. And a lot of people will be like, oh, your magazine capacity is going way down, blah, blah, blah. It's like, sure, but it's better than 0.
Right.
Which in this situation, that's what it would be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you don't want to look like a fucking doofus wearing an oversized shirt either. You know?
Right.
So, and honestly, the subcompacts are getting really good. Like, they're figuring out a way to stack a lot of rounds in a small. Like, you got that Springfield Hellcat, don't you?
Yeah, and I probably get a lot of shit for people hearing it that I'm carrying a Springfield Hellcat. Yeah.
Why?
They have a bad rap in the community, I guess.
Really?
Yeah, but honestly, I don't give a fuck.
Who?
I don't fucking care because I can shoot that gun pretty fucking good.
Yeah,
and it's tiny as fuck, and it can hold as many rounds as a Glock 19.
Who's talking shit?
Springfield, they have a bad reputation currently because they were kind of cowering down to like the fucking gun control groups and shit like that. Sort of like,
really?
Yeah. Really, the big company that kind of took a stand was Smith & Wesson, honestly, believe it or not.
I can believe that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can believe any. I don't know of any gun company that would. What were they doing? Bowing down to.
I don't know exactly, and nobody can really explain it. And I couldn't find any information online in a very limited search that I did because I don't give a fuck. Because my personal defense, I don't care about political positions when it comes down to personal defense. It's a perfectly fine concealed carry gun. Like it's a perfectly fine subcompact. It's reliable, shoots good. I can shoot it good, and that's really what it comes down to.
Right.
What it comes down to is what you have, and what you're training with, and what you can defend yourself with in that situation.
Yeah.
And I don't really give a fuck about political positions, whatever. That's, a whole entire separate discussion aside from somebody's trying to kill me and I have something to save my life.
Right. I mean, I do care to a certain extent for sure. I'll try not to support certain companies that don't, and not that they don't fall in line with my political ideology, but one hard line that I do take is the gun issue. So if I hear that a company is like super anti-gun, then I'll be like, okay, well, I'll really try to find a different company to do business with and buy from. But I can't see a gun company, a gun manufacturer being like cowering or bowing down to gun control groups.
Yeah, well, I think basically, so maybe that was bad verbiage in my part, but like, I think basically they weren't saying, no, fuck you to like the gun control lobby or whatever I don't know. This all comes down to online discussions, dude. And I think that's a problem too in, I guess if you want to call it the gun community.
Yeah.
Is like, and especially when it comes to training. I mean, it's with anything that involves training, really. Like, it's martial arts, it's guns, it's fucking music, it's probably hunting too. It's just people going online. They don't want to do any of their own research or whatever, and they're just like, oh, I'm having an issue with this or this, and like, what's the fix? And then a 1,000 people will comment, and every single one of them will have a different solution to the fix, and none of them are fucking probably correct for that individual.
Yep. Yeah, it's that is everywhere. It's for sure in the hunting community, like you said. A huge thing is, like when you're talking online discussions, a big question that gets asked is like, hey, what boots do you like? Like, what boots are best? What are the best boots? And from being in the military, it's like there is no right answer for the best boot. Mm-hmm. There's no such thing because everyone's feet are different. Everyone's feet's fuck. I don't know how to make this sound not stupid. Everyone's feet are different. There you go. Everyone's feet is different, dude. Everyone's feet are different. Just like it's all, you got to take everything with a grain of salt. And on the internet, there is for sure there's a group of people out there. I don't think they're not all working together, but there's people out there, and you can pick them out that are like internet, I guess, like experts, and they're not really probably usually experts actually.
Yeah, and it's totally fine. Like maybe in like a situation, right, or people make like educational YouTube videos or whatever. I mean, it's kind of like a catch-all, like a basic. These are the basics, you know what I mean? Like, follow these basics, and you will be on your way to being an intermediate at whatever you're trying to learn. But most people in discussion boards or like Reddit forums and shit like that, they get in these conversations where they're like, I need a custom application to my specific problem, and I know that I didn't post a video or any kind of like form check on shit. Dude, weightlifting too, same thing.
Oh yeah.
But it's like, I need you to fix this solution. And everybody's like, I have a solution because fucking I am the expert. You know, and none of these motherfuckers are experts.
Andrew Tate. That motherfucker, you want to be the top G? Pay me $70 a month.
Oh, my God. That motherfucker's in prison, dude.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
allegedly.
Fuck him.
He allegedly did some pretty bad things.
Yeah. No, he's a limited hangout, dude. I would not fuck around with Andrew Tate.
Don't, dude. Not at all.
He's definitely belongs to some kind of intelligence agency. There's something going on there.
Yeah, he's got to be. He's pretty wild. But, oh, fuck, was it? I was going to say something else about gun control stuff. Oh, actually, no. A big thing, too, that a lot of people, when they're asking for advice on the internet, it's because they're new. Like, they're very, very new,
yes.
Right? And when I got out of the Army and got back home, I wanted to get into hunting. And so I started consuming a whole lot of shit. And when you're new to something, especially like when I got into bow hunting, I didn't know anything about it. So you just take everything that everyone says and you just hold it to be true until you go out and test it.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get out and test it, then you make your own decisions and make educated decisions on who to listen to. And you start picking out the stuff. But the biggest thing is getting out there and actually doing it, and not just sitting on the computer or sitting on your phone and talking about doing cool things.
Mm-hmm.
Like actually get out and do those cool things that you are interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're interested in hunting, you just gotta go hunting.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need Sitka clothing. You don't need a $500 Sitka jacket to go hunting. You just need, your license, your tag, and your weapon. You got to figure out what your wants and needs and really be picky about, what goes in what column. And it's the same way with shooting too. It's like you really sift through your wants and needs, and you just got to go out and do it. You got to buy a gun, and you got to go out and you got to actually shoot the gun and get to know it and figure. And you got to shoot multiple, like a lot of different guns, because you don't know what's good and what's not. Like, well, our dad, he has pretty poor taste in guns.
Yeah.
But that's because he doesn't have a lot of guns. Like, he doesn't shoot and handle a lot of different guns. Mm-hmm. So he's like, this is what I have, and it's good. And that's great. If that's all you have, then shoot it to the best of your ability, and be confident in it.
Mm-hmm.
But don't say you're an expert on something if you don't actually have any hands-on experience with it, is what I'm trying to say, I guess.
Yeah, and then it also comes down to the
individuality.
There you go.
Hey.
That thing.
Yeah.
Comes down to that aspect of, so like, especially in that situation, and I don't want to use the word freak, but like, he's an anomaly.
Our dad?
In shooting sports, if you want to call it that. Even though he doesn't really like train. But
no,
he's a right-handed shooter and he's left-handed dominant. Like,
yeah, I am too.
So, and he kind of figured out what works for him, and he can hit fucking shit.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good shooter. He is.
Yep.
But don't teach that to somebody that's a right-handed shooter and right-eye dominant. Like, it does not make sense.
No, because I am right-handed and left-eye dominant. What he should have taught me at a young age is shoot left-handed.
Right.
Here, you're going to shoot left-handed. You're not going to be able. Don't go shooting unless you're shooting left-handed. Mm-hmm. I just didn't. I just never shot left-handed, and I am fucking. I cannot shoot. I cannot do shit with my left hand. Like, I'm pretty left side disabled, if you will. Like, I'm pretty bad at it. I've tried a couple different times. I'm just like, man, it's so uncomfortable. And if I really, really hammered down, I know I could do it. Mm-hmm. But I just don't want to.
Right.
Because I am shooting pretty good with my dominant right hand and left eye dominant. Like, I'm getting good at it. Just, the only problem is I have to shoot. I can't shoot with both eyes open.
Right.
I have to close my left eye, at least squint it, in order to get a good sight picture. So that's just what I do. And it's not correct. Like, it's not the best way to do it, but that's just what works for me, because I don't want to train super hard left-handed.
You see, and that's the issue too. That the term correct is completely subjective.
It is.
Like, and that drives me nuts about like getting in those fucking forums and shit where people are asking advice. And I understand their frustrations. They're spending some time on the range. They're not hitting shit, and they can't figure out fucking why. Mm-hmm. And they've scoured YouTube, maybe. They're looking up shit or whatever, tips and tricks that work for, I would say, like probably 80% of shooters, and it's not working for them. Dude, you need to fucking invest your money. Quit buying the fucking gear and just go take a class. Spend time with a pro. A good class. There's a ton of fucking shitty ones out there. You and I send each other fucking shitty training videos all the time. They're hilarious.
They're funny.
But like, to somebody that's brand new, and you can see them, they're teaching a bunch of people all this bullshit. And they're buying it. They're paying fucking thousands of dollars for these things, dude. Mm-hmm. And it's dumb. It's so stupid. And it's because they have this technique that seems super complicated. Mm-hmm. And to the normal person, it makes no fucking sense. But they're the expert. They're fucking, I don't know, sniper qualified from fucking, Colorado State Patrol or some shit. Like some obscure fucking law enforcement agency. And they're probably not.
The thing that I hate the worst, the thing that makes me the most angry, is when I see these videos, these Instagram training, like these Instagram trainers, right? Yeah. The thing that makes me the most angry about some of these people is you look in their bios and they're like, this team is consists of all SOF guys, and SOF stands for Special Operation Forces, right? But that is such a broad term that's thrown around by every SOF person, from the military to law enforcement to anything, like all of it. It's such a broad term that it could be comprised of okay, name off a few SOF elements in the military, like the combat weatherman. I'm not saying he's a bitch in the Air Force, but maybe not. Maybe he's not the best, but maybe he is. Maybe he does know his shit. But what I'm trying to say, I guess, is if you put in your bio comprises a bunch of SOF guys and we know what we're talking about, listen to us because we have been there, done that. Maybe not. Don't just take that don't just take that shit to heart and just trust them blindly. Don't ever blindly trust them. Actually vet them. Look at what they're looking at. Look at what they're doing. And shooting is not overly complicated.
No.
It's really not. You want to make it as simple as possible. So if you see some trainer making it look really complicated, and in your head, even if you're new, you can look at it and be like, that looks pretty fucking complicated. Mm-hmm. If you say that, probably stand back just a little bit and look at something else,
Yeah. If anybody's ever firing from the hip, fucking discredit that fool, because that's some bullshit right there. Some straight bullshit. Unless it's an extremely close situation. Mm-hmm. And even then, there's empty-handed techniques that you can use to fucking get some distance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, the sheriff's department in our area, they train, one aspect of their qualification course is shooting from the hip. But you're extremely close to a paper target, not a steel target.
Yeah.
I've seen people do that before, where they're shooting really, really close distance at steel targets. Like, geez, dude, you're getting pelted. How are you not getting pelted? It's stupid. But anyways, what they're doing is, like, if you're up close and personal and something happens, you push off, draw your weapon, and just shoot, and then back up and actually come to full, presentation of the weapon on the perpetrator. But there are instances where you might have to, but you're within inches of that person, like within striking distance with your hand.
Yeah. And I'm speaking to basics to, like, maybe between the stage between beginners and intermediates. I mean, especially beginners. You should not be running fucking 40-year-old soccer mom and teaching her techniques that as soon as you draw from the holster, just start shooting.
Yeah, no, I've seen those videos, and you're absolutely right.
That's the problem with that. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I think there's a lot of good aspects to getting into competition shooting, like in certain ones, practical shooting sports, I guess, if you want to call it that, and to train for them. If you're beyond the beginner stage, like beyond, you know how to fucking draw, present, you know how to shoot a target quickly, then stay away from shit like that.
Yeah. If you're a strong intermediate, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, those people are basically LARPers. Like, they are living some weird, living some weird fantasy of being a fucking defensive tactics instructor. And they're not, dude. I mean, trust me, if you're a real soft dude,
you're not doing that.
You're not teaching that kind of bullshit. You're just not.
No,
you're fucking starting a range. You're letting people go out and train on their own. And if they're going to pay for fucking classes, you're going to customize some kind of training program for them to get better at fucking hitting A zones, because that's what it's all about. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here with this.
Go for it.
I'll fucking call out her name, dude. T-Rex Arms. That's what drives me nuts about that fucking channel. Oh. Isaac, especially. I like the other guys. I like the other brothers. They put out good information, especially on communications and land navigation, all that kind of shit. They actually put out some pretty good fucking info. It's long.
Yep.
Very good info. But when Isaac does those fucking stupid videos where he's running as fast as humanly possible in a CQB environment. We've been in CQB environments.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't in like a real world application, but I've trained for him. Mm-hmm. It's not like that.
No.
Dude, trust me. And I've seen the hits on paper that he makes on those super speed runs. he's not dropping motherfuckers before he runs off.
No,
And he's hitting deltas and fucking Charlies.
yeah.
Unless you're hitting a shit ton of A zone hits, that dude's not going down, and you are not going to be running like that. You're going to get
Right.
fucked.
Well, the way that we were trained is like just hit the dude, right? You want to obviously be as accurate as possible, but in a high intense situation, C, Charlies and deltas aren't necessarily bad hits because you're still hitting the guy.
Yeah.
But I was always trained to shoot until the threat's neutralized. Don't just shoot 5 rounds, run to the next run to this point, shoot the next target, run to this point, shoot the next target. It's like you want to, in a real life application, what's more important is to stay on target, shoot that target until it's neutralized, and then move on to the next target.
Yes.
Because otherwise you're just, once unless you see that target go down, then he's still a threat. It sucks to say, but in a real life situation, number one thing, obviously cover. If in a real life situation, if you can get cover, get cover.
Yeah.
But if you can't get cover, if it's happening that fast, then you just need to put that fucking dude down as fast as possible, and then reassess the situation, try to find cover, or if there's another threat immediately in the immediate danger area, then you got to put him down too as fast as you can. But you don't just shoot 2, 3, 4 shots and then move on.
Mm-hmm.
You got to put him down.
Yeah.
But T-Rex Arms, that guy, I think he's all right. I guess like he's not entirely bad. He's not even a trainer. He's just doing the
He's an influencer.
yeah, exactly. He's an influencer for his own company too.
Yeah.
Which is it's fine. I get it. Like go for it. But the thing that bothers me is his legs are too damn skinny. Like, I'm sure he's a hard gainer. He probably has a super high metabolism. But seeing his little pencil legs running, it's like, God dang.
I'm a hard gainer.
I know you are.
There's no fucking excuse for that.
He's super skinny.
Yeah, he is. And I'm sure he doesn't lift. And I'm sure, whatever, fine.
Right.
You can shoot really fast or whatever. I can go out and make those same fucking videos that he makes.
Yeah.
All of us.
We all can.
You and I can.
Yeah.
We can just run fucking crazy. Have very minimal recoil on a fucking weighed down gun.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking easily.
Yep.
But the thing that annoys me about influencers, dude, especially in fucking, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, the gun realm, is it creates this super unrealistic expectation for people. So like, oh, I have to go out and fucking rapid fire and fucking, hit, they're assuming he's probably hitting like a Mozambique style, like a 2 to the chest, 1 to the head drill or whatever, but he's not.
No.
And I think it's super important to fucking focus on getting A zone hits, especially at the beginning,
Oh, absolutely.
because that drills into you in a real life situation when you're not going to be comfortable on a fucking range.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to be expecting a gunfight. You're going to be making at least probably A or C zone hits.
Yeah. I forgot who told me. Someone told me this one time where you're only as good as your worst training day.
Yeah.
and
Probably even worse in a real life
and
situation.
probably even worse, but you go out to the range and you're shooting, say you go out to the range for a day and you're just, we've had those days where it's just like, oh my gosh, dude, I'm dialed.
Mm-hmm.
Today I'm just I can't miss. Like I'm doing so good. And then you go out another day and you're just all over the place. Like you have those days. You have those ebb and flows of training days, right? What you're really training for, you're not training for the best days. Mm-hmm. You're training to make the worst days a little bit better.
Yeah.
So when you have those really, really good training days, that's great. And that's awesome. But you really need to focus on your worst training days. And, if you're going to keep targets, like keep a file of your targets and kind of study them, keep your bad ones and judge those ones. Throw away your really good ones. Like, okay, I did really good on that. Nice. Don't forget what you did because obviously you're doing it right. But keep your bad ones to look at and compare and contrast. Like, say you're starting at level 0 and you shoot consistently. Say you shoot 1 day a month for the next year. take your worst day on day 0 and your worst day on day 365 and compare those two. Because that's what really matters, is making your worst days better.
Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people, I fell into this trap too for a while. But I'd say maybe 2 years ago, I probably pulled myself out of it. But like, if you have a bad day on the range, don't get fucking mad about it. That's a good thing, dude. You found something that you need to fucking work on. Like, that's a good thing. That is a good thing, because if you would have gotten into a nasty situation and you performed worse than your best day on the range, you're probably fucking dead.
Yeah.
Or somebody else is dead that shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? So take the bad days as like a good thing, because it is. It's a blessing that you're finding a flaw in your motor adaptivity or whatever you want to call it, and fucking work on it.
Yeah.
Drill it.
Absolutely.
But I mean, it takes a lot of objective reasonings to kind of like see all that shit too.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you have to really look at yourself like, I am the worst shooter in the world. You know what I mean? And like, everything I'm doing is wrong, but I'm hitting A zones. What the fuck?
Yep.
But like, once you start fucking getting worse, or I guess, maybe not having a good day or whatever, then figure out what you were doing on that bad day that made it a bad day.
Yeah.
And then drill the shit out of it and fucking smooth it out. It's like, it's like sand and fucking wood,
Yeah.
You find a rough spot, sand it over, and fucking move on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and, you really got to focus on what you are shooting. With handguns, it's like your majority of the time you're going to be pretty close, right? So your goal when you're shooting handguns is to be accurate first, fast second.
Mm-hmm.
So I totally agree with you what you're saying earlier, where when you're first starting out, you really want to focus on accuracy and go as slow as you need to go in order to consistently hit A zone, right? Mm-hmm. So focus on the A zone, accuracy, go as slow as you need to go until you're hitting A zones consistently. And then you just gradually speed it up. Like, the speed takes a long time. Mm-hmm. The accuracy you need to work on, that's the fundamentals. That's the fundamentals that everyone talks about that you need to have before you can move fast. And then you want to shoot as fast as you can until your groups start spreading out. And once you see your group spread out, slow it back down until they come back in. And then that's where you want to be at, Mm-hmm. You want to shoot as fast as you can accurately. So
yeah,
you don't want to just shoot fast, because that's just a waste of ammo. Mm-hmm. And ammo's not cheap. And you really want, because if you're not accurate, then there's no point in you pulling the trigger. So
for sure. And the best thing about it is you can't buy yourself out of that. You can't buy yourself into being good, really. I mean, you really can't. I mean, you can buy a nice gun, you can buy the nicest gear and shit. Really, all that shit is just to make your time doing it more comfortable.
Right.
I mean, if you buy a nice, I don't know, let's say a Staccato XC, right? Like a fucking $4,000 gun.
The creme de la creme.
Yeah, it's a beautiful gun. Great gun. It's a really good gun. In a pro's hands, they're handling that shit. I mean, they are literally just trying to shave off like fractions of seconds. Yeah. You know what I mean? But they started with a basic Smith & Wesson M&P, let's say.
Yeah.
And if you can get good with that, the form doesn't change. You still have to fucking draw it the same way. You still have to fucking aim it the same way. You still have to pull the trigger the exact same way. And all that.
Yeah, when it comes to gear, especially different guns, it's like you shoot your stock handguns starting out, obviously, because it's the cheapest to get into, too. But, it really makes you appreciate the higher-end guns. Like, once you get them, and you're like, oh, my gosh. Then you really start figuring out, like, what a crisp trigger feels like versus a sticky, sludgy, kind of shitty trigger. Like, you start picking out those minute details, and, I don't know, yeah. It's definitely best just to start out stock and just get your rounds in,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, really all those guns do is just give you quicker follow-up shots. That's the only thing. Like,
keeps you on target.
If you can't hit it in the fucking first place, then your follow-up shots are going to be dog shit too.
Yep. Absolutely. But since you brought up gun control earlier, I do want to talk. So you went over because in Illinois they just passed a fucking crazy bill. Mm-hmm. And Illinois is like our next door neighbor, right? We have a bunch of buddies in Illinois, and I especially have, all the working class guys are in Illinois, and we all like our guns, but Illinois is definitely not exactly known as the freest state in the union.
No.
So, but they passed a crazy bill. Did you read up on that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So in Illinois, let me just read the article.
Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, so probably won't read the whole article, but Illinois becomes the latest U.S. state to ban assault weapons. So Illinois, it passed the state senate and the state house and got to the governor's office, and the governor signed this assault weapons ban, right? And we all know assault weapons are, what they're talking about. Mm-hmm. They're talking about all your ARs, your AKs, and that kind of stuff, right? So your scary guns, your scary mass shooter guns. But that's basically it. The new law bans assault weapons, including some semi-automatic firearms, along with high-capacity magazines and rapid-firing devices. And he says, for a long time now, I and many other leaders in the Illinois General Assembly have prioritized getting the most dangerous weapons off our streets, Pritzker, the governor, said in a statement Tuesday. He said, today, honoring this commitment we made, we passed one of the strongest assault weapons bans in the nation, one that I will be proud to sign. And White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said President Joe Biden commends the leadership of Illinois and the numerous advocates, survivors, and elected officials whose tireless efforts turned the pain of Highland Park and other acts of gun violence into meaningful action on behalf of all Illinoisans. And there's 9 other U.S. states, as well as Washington, D.C., that now prohibit the sale or possession of military-style weapons, driven largely by deadly mass shootings in their communities. For Illinois, the ban came 6 months after a gunman wielding a semi-automatic rifle shot and killed 7 people at a 4th of July parade in the Chicago suburb of Highland Park. No Illinoisan, no matter their zip code, should have to go through life fearing their loved one could be the next in an ever-growing list of victims of mass shootings, the governor said. However, for too long, people have lived in fear of being gunned down in schools while worshiping at celebrations or in their own front yards. This legislation will stop the spread of assault weapons. So this legislation will stop the spread of assault weapons, high-capacity magazines, and switches, and make our state a safer place for all. So they passed it in Illinois. Obviously, it's going to get challenged in court by gun advocacy groups like the NRA and Guns for America and those types of organizations.
Illinois Rifle Association, I think, is
Illinois
taking lawsuits too.
Yep. They're going to get hammered in court, and I mean, there's a lot more to this article too. But man, so they passed this law banning assault weapons mainly because of the Highland Park shooting that happened. Yeah. You know, it's like
day late, dollar short, brother.
Yeah, that was a while ago. But the biggest thing is, like, I guess the thing that bothers me, it's whenever, obviously, mass shootings and killings are not good. Like, no one enjoys seeing that stuff. No one likes it. Right. It's not a good thing. It's a bad thing. It's a very, very bad thing. Mm-hmm. But is the juice worth the squeeze on this bill? Like, I'm pretty sure we all know that banning assault weapons in a state will not really do much. In Chicago, one of the deadliest cities in America, mm-hmm. they're very strict on guns.
Yeah,
and there's still shootings all the time. And the thing is, like, when it comes to our fundamental rights as Americans, is a tragic event worth losing your rights over? Like, to me, it's not. To me, it's not worth losing your rights over because of a tragic event. I think we need to go through and do other things. There's a lot of other things that can be done before we have to resort to taking away everyone's rights. To me, it feels like a mass punishment for something that you didn't really do. Like in the Army, we did that happen all the time. Mm-hmm. Some dude in your platoon or whatever fucks up, does something stupid. The whole platoon's getting smoked. Mm-hmm. Doing PT for hours on end, right? Because of one person. Like, to me, that's what it feels like. It's like one person does something really bad, so everyone else that didn't do anything wrong are going to get punished for it. Like, that's not right.
No. And it never worked in the military. And all it did is all the people that followed the rules and did the right thing and everything else, they just said, fuck this shit. I'm going to go somewhere where I don't have to be treated that way.
Yeah,
I'm going to go somewhere where I can be treated like a sovereign individual and fucking make my own decisions like an adult.
Yeah.
Anyway, this whole gun control thing is so fucking dumb, and it's always been dumb. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just... I mean, it's strictly regulating the people that follow the system in place currently. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it in 2022? Like 630 homicides in Chicago alone. Like, that's just, I mean, really what Illinois is doing by passing state laws is they're saying we need to protect Chicago, guys.
Pretty much.
We need to protect. I don't even know who they think I don't think they're protecting anyone. I think, honestly, they want to create this dystopian hell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it does nothing. It literally does absolutely nothing, especially this. This is so dumb. I mean, politics is like professional wrestling, dude. It's not fucking real life.
No.
Like, these politicians, they don't give a fuck. They're just going with the status quo, and they're gonna make a little bullet on their resume that's going to get them reelected in the future by the group that they are trying to appease.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Where you said they are going to punish the whole state to protect Chicago, which is true because, especially the governorship, all he needs to get reelected is Chicago.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
like that's the whole voter base of the state, basically. I don't want to say the entire voter base, obviously, but you get what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. That's the vast majority. That's a huge city and not a huge state. Like, the majority of their population is in Chicago or the Chicago area. So obviously the governor is going to do what his voters want him to do. And that is that big city mindset of guns are scary. The only time I see a gun being used in the city is when it's involved in a crime. Mm-hmm. Rural areas, we look at things a lot differently. Like, we look at guns as being a tool to be used on the farm for protection, for anything really. It's used as a tool, and it's mostly looked at as a good thing in rural areas, because in the city you call 911 and you have an emergency, the cops will be there within, I don't know, let's say 5-10 minutes or so, depending on where you're at in the city. Probably no more than 20 minutes, we'll say. I don't know for sure. I'm just kind of pulling that shit out of my ass. But there's a lot of cops in the city, and they'll be there fairly quickly because they're patrolling in the city. In a rural area, especially in really far, like, imagine you're in Wyoming in the middle of fucking nowhere, or Idaho out in the middle of nowhere, and something bad's happening, and you call the cops. It could be 40 minutes, 45 minutes to an hour. It could be a long fucking time before help gets there to save you or help you with whatever is going on, whether it's a break-in or murder or whatever's going on. But at the end of the day, no matter what, having a gun on you is going to be a hell of a lot faster at protecting yourself than calling the cops, no matter where you're at. But the city people with their city mindset, they just see things a lot differently than like we do, That's why in a state like Iowa, why as a state, we're passing very pro-gun legislation, And we're further protecting our rights, our gun rights in Iowa, because the majority of the voter base in Iowa isn't a big city. Like Des Moines is pretty big. Cedar Rapids is pretty big. But we have a lot of people in the rural areas of Iowa. Like we're pretty spread out, but we have a lot more people in rural areas in Iowa than like Chicago is way too big. It's way bigger than Des Moines and Cedar Rapids and basically probably all of our cities combined. I don't know for sure. I'd have to look it up. But it's a big ass fucking city, right? Huge. So we don't have that in Iowa. So we are able to pass a lot of good legislation because we don't have that big city mindset like Chicago does.
Yeah.
Or Minneapolis.
And I think this Illinois thing, I think it is just strictly politicians trying to get bullet points on their resume. And I say that because they're banning high capacity magazines, basically magazines that hold over 10 rounds are banned.
Yeah.
You know.
That's handguns too, dude.
But they say, okay, if you own them currently, then you're grandfathered in. Mm-hmm. You can't carry them, but you can use them at the range. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, number one, magazines aren't fucking serialized. So how are you going to enforce that?
Well, yeah, but real quick, but you have to register them.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
That's stupid. That's so dumb.
You have to get them registered with the state, and you have to go through this whole rigmarole to get all your guns registered with the state in order to be legal, right?
Yeah.
So the thing on that is like, okay, if you do, and it's not even high capacity magazines; those are just outright banned. Mm-hmm. So what they need to do to fix that, it's the same problem that is going to happen in Oregon because a fucking crazy bill got passed there that we'll probably touch on too. But what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to go to a gun shop or to a gunsmith or something like that, and get those magazines permanently altered in order to only hold 10 rounds. And you know how much they charge for those magazines? Like, I think,
I'm sure, shit
dude,
ton.
I think it's like $50 a mag,
Good
like on average. Like that's crazy. Like $30 to $50 per mag.
Why would you do that to a perfectly good magazine anyway? I mean, if you're
because you have to.
I know, but
is what they're.
You don't have to.
You don't
really,
have to.
But yeah, I get you.
Yeah, you quote unquote have to. You know, so that's what the state is going to require of its citizens. And then, because they're not banning the assault weapons per se, but they have to be registered. And after, I think, if I remember right, there's only a certain amount of grace period, but they're banning the sales of them in Illinois. Like the gun shops that are in Illinois are allowed to sell out of their inventory before it takes effect. But once they sell out of their inventory, they're not allowed to restock with assault weapons. And I don't think they're allowed to sell to an Illinois resident. That's kind of crazy. Like, you know, when you sell them to out-of-state non-residents, is the way I interpreted it in the article. Okay. Is like, so these gun shops are going to have to sell these assault weapons to non-residents. Like that's so they, in reality, they really don't give a fuck. Because if they really gave a fuck and they really wanted to do it, and they really, really, really just cared about your safety, they just want to make sure everyone's safe and not one more mass shooting, then they would just confiscate. They'd go door to door and confiscate. That's what they'd do if they actually cared, you know. But they're not going to do that because they don't care, because they're just passed. This is a bullshit bill that passed because the state it's a Democrat state and they know they could get it passed, but they know it's going to get shot down in court. Mm-hmm. They know it's going to get challenged and contested and then ultimately deemed unconstitutional, especially when it hits the Supreme Court's feet, you know? Yeah. And that's the next point I was getting at. It's like these Democrat politicians, they're working with basically unlimited funds because they're living off of tax money, like money that they've stolen from their citizens. And if they run out of money, they're just going to steal more. They're just going to make you pay more in taxes in order to keep passing bullshit bills like this, in order to keep fucking with their citizens, because they don't give a fuck. Like, they don't care. They don't care how much money they're spending because they can just make you pay more. But the thing that's on the flip side of that is that these organizations that are fighting these bills in the courts, it's expensive. and they're working on a limited budget. Like they might have more. Like the NRA has a lot of money, but it's not. They can't force people to pay into the NRA. Like the Illinois state government can force its citizens to pay more to keep passing more bullshit bills because this shit isn't free. Mm-hmm. To pass bills like this ain't free. To go to court ain't free. Like it costs money.
Yeah.
But these groups are they're working with money that's given to them by people that care, and it's all post-tax money. So it's they're spending their money on in an organization that they feel like is actually going to protect their rights, which they are doing a pretty good job at. I would say that 2A groups do a pretty good job at fighting the good fight. But at the end of the day, it's like if the Democrats, especially in Democrat states, they have no limit basically to their spending. Mm-hmm. They can just make you pay more is what I'm getting at, which is fucking even crazier. Like they're just going to take more money from you in order to take more of your rights away.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why you just got to leave. Like you were saying earlier.
Yeah. And I mean, I would say first fight, because I mean, if it is your home, then you have to defend it.
Right.
But yeah, if all resources are exhausted, then it's like, and if you're exhausted personally, fucking get out. Mm-hmm. Go, dude. They don't give a fuck about you, dude.
No, dude.
Especially if they're taking away your most basic human right. Not even just like a constitutional or, whatever right. It's a human right to fucking defend yourself.
Yep.
If the government has certain guns, the population needs those guns.
Yeah.
That's my fundamental belief, that every gun law, every gun control law is an infringement on the Second Amendment. And it is.
It is.
And not just the Second Amendment, but also, like I said, just the basic human right to be able to defend yourself against an attacker. Because guess what? Newsflash, criminals don't follow gun laws.
Yeah, right.
Because if your dumbass is going and fucking modifying your magazines to fit the state's law, number one, you're a sucker. I'm sorry, you got fooled.
You got sucked.
Okay. Second, the criminals ain't doing it. The people that are going to kill you and the situation that you were training for to defend yourself against, they have the advantage.
Oh yeah.
And it's just it's all just so stupid, and it makes no fucking sense at all. Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's the way all these liberal fucking states roll, dude. Is they're like, we're going to appease the people, we're going to fucking legalize weed. I have no problem with weed being legal. Actually, I think it should be federally legal so that states can't do some bullshit like this and rake in all that fucking tax money to get tied up in court for bullshit like this.
Yep.
It's dumb, stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Makes no fucking sense. I mean, just don't fucking modify your handguns, guys. Makes no fucking sense at all.
I'm not gonna tell people to just break the law, but at the end of the day, don't modify your magazines.
Well, there was also another.
Like at the end of the day, don't do it.
Yeah, but they also use wordage, like some vocabulary in these things too, where it's like, well, we're going to tighten down gun laws. We're going to make it a requirement to have a permit to purchase and like all this other shit. It's like, okay, well, that was already there. And then you have to go through a course. Okay, that was already there. You have to do a live fire fucking whatever to make sure that you can use your gun. And all these things make fucking sense because guess what? It was already a requirement, you fucking retards. Yeah. And now they're saying, oh, well, then you have to go through a course taught by a law enforcement certified instructor, whatever the fuck that means. Guess what, guys? I know a lot of fucking law enforcement certified instructors that are fucking absolute horseshit, dog shit firearms instructors. That's why it comes down to the individual to get the fucking proper training that they need. It's an individual case.
It's absolutely an individual case. And absolutely, if you're going to buy a gun, like 100%, fuck yeah, dude. Go out there and get a gun. But get trained, like you said, 100%. If you're gonna spend the money on a gun, then spend the extra couple bucks and find a good course to go to. And the NRA, whether you agree with the NRA or not, they do have some pretty decent courses that you could take, and they're all over the country. Or you can just go to your local gun shop and just start. The place that you're buying the gun from, ask them if there's any courses in the area to take, and they'll probably point you in the right direction. And that's
Well, there's the NRA, there's the USCCA.
yeah,
USCCA is great because you can get a lot of legal advice, and that's another aspect that people don't consider when they conceal carry either. It's like if you get into a gunfight with somebody and you fucking kill somebody, you're going to be wrapped up in court for a long time.
especially in a place like Illinois.
Your gun's going to be taken.
Oh yeah,
You're going to be
Yeah.
facing potential murder charges.
mm-hmm.
So you need to know the laws on what it means to really shoot someone. You know what I mean? You can't just,
right,
if somebody punches you in the face, you can't draw them and fucking kill them. You know what I
right,
mean?
yeah, yeah. And certain states have better laws when it comes to self defense than others. Like Iowa has a stand your ground law. Texas has a really stand your ground. I think they call it the Castle Doctrine
Yeah.
in Texas. Mm-hmm. Which I was telling that story about that dude, a little off subject, but I was telling that story about that dude. He's a rancher in Texas, and I think they're reshoeing their horse, and he heard like his daughter was out there playing around doing whatever, and I think he heard some screaming, and someone told him like, "Hey, fucking Jesus took your daughter into the barn." And he took off. He ran in the barn, and he busted through the doors, and he saw I think she's 5 at the time, 5-year-old daughter, like declothed, and he had his pants down around his ankles, and he was raping her. So the dude fucking beat him to death with his bare hands. Beat him to death. And they're like, well, yeah, self-defense. Mm-hmm. He wasn't defending himself, but he was defending his daughter that couldn't defend herself against a full-grown man. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he beat him to death, and he was like, yeah. And they're like, yeah, you know what? You had to do what you had to do, and he called the cops right away. Like he beat the dude to a pulp, called the cops. He's like, hey, get the fuck over here because this dude's gonna die if you don't hurry up. Like he was watching him. I guess he was dying as he was on the phone with the cops. Like, hey, hurry up and get over here. He's about to die. You need to get here. But then by the time they got there, he's already dead. And they're like, well, there's that.
I approve.
I do too. You should be able to do that stuff.
Yeah.
But you also shouldn't have to use your bare hands. You know?
For sure.
Obviously, he's in Texas. He had guns, but he doesn't have one on him at the time.
Yeah.
But take that into, the city of Chicago. In a back alley somewhere. And a fucking girl gets pulled into a back alley and starts getting raped.
It's
what
common.
What the fuck are you going to do about it? Like, even if you're a passerby, like, a dude sitting there raping a chick, he's already breaking the law, by raping a woman. And what are you going to do to help save her? Or what is she going to do to defend herself? She can't do fucking shit because the guns are banned.
For sure.
And they have really strict carry laws. And to get a carry license in Illinois, I think it's pretty stringent. I don't know for sure, but I think it's pretty strict. But it's fucking, at the end of the day, it's like you said, criminals, they don't follow the law. That's why they're criminals. Mm-hmm. It's already against the law to murder.
Can we pause real quick?
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. How's that piss?
It was much needed.
Much needed.
Otherwise, I was going to do it in my pants.
Yeah, well, it was about 3 minutes of peeing. So, it's a good one there. So, okay. Yeah. So, we talked about rape.
Yep.
Not good.
Check.
Murder.
Check.
Not good. Okay. So a couple things I want to get on. One thing also. So I have a few notes. This is probably the most prepared I've been for a podcast.
You're very prepared, dude.
I have about a sheet of large fonted notes.
You have a tablet.
Notes. A tablet? It's not like an old school etched in stone tablet. I got the notes. All right. So 2020 statistics here, because that is the most accurate I could find in my very quick Google searching. Total gun deaths in 2020, 45,222. It's a lot.
Something needs to be done.
It's a lot of deaths. I don't know how many of them are in Illinois. Probably at least well, according to this bill, I mean, it's so dangerous, it's got to be at least half.
Yeah.
But guess how many of them are suicide?
32,110.
No.
No.
24,292.
Yeah, it's still a lot.
So out of that 45,222, 24,292, over half of them, well, I'll get to that, over half, but 24,000 of them are suicide.
Mm-hmm.
So, in my opinion, when you factor in suicide to gun death counts, that is being very, 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 you're skewing the stats.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's being very dishonest. That's what I was trying to say. Fuck.
It's embellished, yeah.
Stupid. Mm-hmm. It's being very, very, very dishonest. So when you're talking stats and you're using that 45,222 number and using that number to pass to pass some sort of anti-gun legislation, you're being extraordinarily dishonest, because 24,292 of them were suicides, and those people are probably going to kill themselves anyways. Let's be fair. Maybe 1,000 of them, if they didn't have a gun sitting there, they wouldn't have done it. But at the end of the day, those people already want to die, right?
Yeah.
So with that said, 19,384 of them were homicides.
How many?
19,384 of them were homicides.
Okay.
So, and then there was 611 of them that were legal, and then I don't know what that means. And then 535 of them were
Probably
accidents.
self-defense.
Yeah, like self-defense, probably. Yeah. Okay. 535 of them were accidents, and 400 of them were undetermined. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I can't even speculate what that even means.
Undetermined.
Yeah, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Dude's dead with bullet holes in him. Don't know what happened to him.
I suppose they just couldn't figure it out. They're like, I don't know. Homicide? Who knows?
Cold cases? I don't know.
Yeah.
Homicide,
I mean,
suicide, we don't know.
cold cases are ruled as homicides.
That's true. I don't know how they undetermine them. How do you not determine someone that's shot to death?
Government bureaucracy, dog.
Fucking stupid is what it is. So with those numbers, let's say we take the total. We'll say we'll take the entire total of the 45,222 number, right?
Uh-huh.
And there's 331.45 million people that are living in the U.S. Legally that we know of.
It's nothing.
331.45 million people living in the U.S. and 45,222 of them died in 2020 with gun-related causes, right? So that means you have a 0.0136% chance of dying at the end of a barrel in 2020. To me personally, like, especially when we bring up the COVID stuff, like that was like, should we shut down the economy for a 0.01% chance of dying from a unknown disease? A lot of people say probably shouldn't. Some people say we probably should, and we did for a long time, right? So 0.0136% chance of dying at the end of a barrel. I don't know about you, but I don't think, in my personal opinion, if we're taking emotions out of it, my personal opinion, I don't think that with that percentage, it should justify stripping Americans of their rights.
No, not at all. And I would actually say that even with those odds, if I'm still allowed to have my guns, then that makes the percentage even lower for me personally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't, honestly, I'm going to be completely real here. I don't give a fuck about the 300 million. I don't. I care about one. When it comes down to that, I mean, like, just with that.
Well, fuck you then, because I'm your brother.
Yeah, but you have the same exact faculties that I do, my friend. Okay, I shouldn't say I just care about me. But like in a one-on-one situation with somebody, or maybe like a one-on-three, right?
Sure. Yep. Okay.
The only person I give a fuck about in that situation is me.
Yeah.
Unless I'm with my wife, then I care about two.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I'm with you or anyone else. Anyway.
But when you're with your wife, you care less about you and more about your wife, obviously.
For sure, yeah.
For sure. But your point is still very valid. Yes. Like, you don't give a fuck what happens to the perpetrator because you're going to shoot him down. Mm-hmm. Out of self-defense.
Yep. In that moment, I only care about me.
Yeah.
You know?
No, absolutely. That totally makes sense. And that's the thing. Like, in order to strip Americans from their rights, because this is an Illinois gun law that we're talking about that got passed, and it's fucking silly. And these stats are nationwide, but this is a nationwide topic all the time, especially with the Biden administration. This is a topic that Biden, before he got in office, he swore when he gets in office, there will be an assault weapons ban in America, nationwide.
Yeah. It's a clever little gimmick that he threw to the American public there.
Yeah.
It's like a worm on a hook that there was actually no worm on there. It's just a hook.
Just a hook, bare-ass hook. But it's like, but this is the people that we're dealing with here. Mm-hmm. They're talking about stripping 331.45 million people of their rights to defend themselves properly because of a 0.00 or 0.0136% chance of dying.
It's ridiculous.
From a gun. And then if you take out the suicide, you actually have a 0.00584% chance of dying.
Yeah. You see, you're talking facts right now. These people don't care about facts. All they care about is emotional fucking whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You're right.
Because, like, this is nothing new. Like, I mean, we all know, like, these conversations that get had with... I recently... Well, actually, it was, like, right around when I had my mental breakdown. I had an argument with somebody about guns. Somebody from California, Los Angeles, actually. And... they had nowhere to go when I gave them numbers. It was just, okay.
But 45,000.
That's just your opinion. That's what it came down to. I was like, that's not my opinion. That's fucking statistics, my friend. Mm-hmm. Like, guess what? I have no problem with you. But you're going to tell me that I can't fucking carry a gun with whatever magazine capacity just because you feel like, I don't know, these fucking school shootings, for example, that keep getting brought up. Like,
yeah.
Those are such a small percentage of fucking violence.
So in this 45,222 number is counting mass shootings, obviously. So if you account just the mass shootings, because those get way more publicity than all these poor people in fucking Chicago shooting each other one-on-one. Mm-hmm. You know, that shit happens all the time. But it's like, man, when you're talking mass shootings, it's like, holy fuck, we have to do something about this shit. It's like, why don't we do something to actually fix the problem that will actually do it, which is, I don't know, our opinions might differ on this, but it's like, you can't defund the police. And then simultaneously, you can't be on the defund the police side and then simultaneously be on the anti-gun side. Mm-hmm. What the fuck? What the fuck are you wanting then?
No, exactly.
You want complete and utter Mad Max anarchy. You're not even cool anarchy. Not like libertarian anarchy. You want like real rough anarchy.
No, that's a great point though, because they do yell, defund the police, but at the same time they're saying, in order to have a gun, you need to go through a course that's with a law enforcement certified instructor. It's like, motherfucker, what do you want? No cops or all cops?
Yeah.
Like it's one or the other.
Yeah.
We just want better cops. Like, what's a better cop?
What is a better cop?
I mean, number one, you're going to be clogging up the law enforcement pipeline from getting to an emergency when they're sitting in a room with a bunch of people that already know how to use guns just so they can get their fucking permit. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a bureaucratic fucking... It's a bureaucratic move, dude.
It is a bureaucratic move.
And it makes no sense. There are already not enough cops.
Yes.
Like, police agencies all over the country are extremely undermanned.
Oh, yeah.
Their hands are tied with what they can do. There needs to be accountability. I'm not saying there does not need to be accountability. But they're just clogging up the system that they want to perpetuate with this fucking fantasy bullshit. And it is fantasy bullshit. How about this, guys? How about in high school, we have a firearms education program?
Yeah. I've been thinking about that for a long time.
How about in high school we have some kind of self-defense program with, like, I don't know, a Brazilian jiu-jitsu instructor or something.
Oh, yeah.
So that when they leave high school, they actually have some fucking skills that will save their life.
Yep.
Instead of all this other crap. I don't know. Makes no sense to me.
No, it doesn't. And it's like, I don't know, man. It bothers me so much because it's like, it is the same people that are saying defund the police that are saying you can't have guns. Mm-hmm. It's the same fucking people. It's like, I don't know what kind of utopia they're trying to achieve here, but it's not reality.
No.
It's not fucking reality at all. Like, at all. Like, that'll never happen. That will never work because I hate to break it to you, sister, but there's bad people out there. And just because you think that bad things shouldn't happen and because certain bad people use a tool to do their bad deeds doesn't mean you need to ban the tool because good people use the same tool. You know? It's like a lot of people get murdered with fucking hammers and axes too. Like, where do we draw the line here? Like, in America, we ban the guns. Murders still happen. Now what are they using? They're using pointy objects. Now, what pointy objects do we ban next in order to save people, right? That you're not going to. What you need to do is you need harsh punishments for the people that commit bad, heinous crimes.
For sure.
So, I don't know. I think obviously, we think taking away your rights as an American citizen is not the right answer. And, you know, I'm open to debate with anyone that, obviously, we're probably talking to a group of people that are listening that are on our side.
No, yeah.
But if they know of other people, like, I'm willing to have this conversation with someone that is an anti-gunner. Mm-hmm. Just because it's like, you know, it's like, it just doesn't make sense to me at all.
I've had a lot of conversations with anti-gunners.
Yeah, I have too.
We cross paths or whatever. I mean, just like I mentioned earlier when I had that mental breakdown, I invited her. I was like, you need to come to the range with me sometime. And I need to show you exactly what this is all about. You know, like, let's see what you know about firearms and what you don't know. I can guarantee they know fucking nothing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, put out a bunch of fucking cardboard silhouettes, say you are a mass shooter, go do it.
Yeah.
I bet you they would not be dropping bodies.
No.
Because they live in video game land. They live in fantasy land. Like, they think it's just so easy to do these things, and it's not. And I'm not on the side of active shooters, obviously. I'm on the side of people stopping fucking active shooters. And I think if we had a practical shooting sports curriculum in every fucking high school across the nation, there would not be a single fucking mass shooting.
Mm-hmm.
If we lowered the age limit to owning handguns and made practical shooting sports a real thing, it'd be less deadly than football.
Oh, for sure. Oh, absolutely. That's 100%. Like, it's going to be safe. Like, if we had handgun shooting competitions in high school,
yes,
it would be safer than football.
Definitely.
100%. It would be safer than wrestling. 100%.
Safer than hockey. It'd be
safer than
anything.
It'd
be safer than fucking tennis.
The only thing it wouldn't be safer from would be like
esports.
Esports now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
or trap shooting.
Or yeah. Yeah. I mean, esports is obviously pretty safe. But
very safe.
You know, but the shooting competition would be a close second.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah.
It'd be a close second because they're going to do all the training before they go out to the range and teach safety, you know, and respect for these guns and everything else. So it's like, I am 100% advocate. Like, they need to put more guns in schools and in the hands of these young people so they can learn how to handle them, learn how to safely handle them, number one, and learn respect for the weapon, for the tool, you know? So then they get out of high school and be like, okay, at least now I understand what a fucking gun is and how it's used. Then we would be a safer country for it, in my opinion.
Definitely.
I did want to bring up one more stat, though. So suicide, you have a 0.00732% chance of killing yourself with a gun, just in case you didn't know.
Yeah, I
so that also makes sense why to ban guns. because then you wouldn't die. You wouldn't kill yourself then if you didn't have a gun. But I don't know, man. It's just it's crazy to think about, like, trying to put myself in the mind in the shoes of like an anti-gunner. It's like, man, I don't know. I know they think
honestly, I think a lot of these individuals, not politicians, but people that like tout this fucking bullshit, it just comes from a place of ignorance.
Yeah.
And they just don't know.
Right.
They've never gone shooting. They weren't raised around it. They don't have friends that do it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And I don't hate them.
I don't hate them either. Yeah.
I don't hate those people. You know, I want to, if they're going to be respectful, then I'd like to teach them maybe, and
I would love to
educate them a little bit and see where it goes from there. But I definitely don't hate them, because I think they have these anti-gun ideas in their heads. I think it comes from a good place. It comes from a place of like, yeah, we just want to make things safer. We just want to stop. We want to stop mass shootings. If we got rid of guns, there wouldn't be any mass shootings. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. There would be a lot less, but there'd still be death.
Yeah.
There's still going to be murder. There's still going to be rape. There's still going to be all these heinous crimes. They're still going to happen, whether they're using a gun or not. Because those people that want to commit crimes and want to conduct murder, they are going to find a tool that works for them, no matter what.
The thing is, too, there are still mass shootings in countries that have the strictest gun control laws in the world.
Right.
They still happen.
Yeah. They're less.
Here's the thing. It's propaganda, dude.
It is.
Like, it's just the media networks are controlled and possibly owned and funded. I mean, it's been recently released that a lot of social media networks have been funded by the Biden administration. I mean, of course. They're controlled by the government. They tout the government's fucking bullshit. And whatever is happening at the moment, they're just going to perpetuate it. And what are people on constantly? They're on their phones constantly. They're on social media. They're on fucking, browsing news articles from fucking science.com, which don't get me started. And like the New York Post and all this gay shit. Like, dude.
I think the New York Post is actually decent.
They're not the worst. Yeah. Like, okay.
Or are you talking about the New York Times?
New York Times.
Okay. Because the New York Post, that is the organization that dropped the Hunter Biden laptop deal.
True.
Yeah. The New York Times, though, yeah, they're gay.
Government owned.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the thing, man. It's like it is all propaganda, and they're all propagandists. And I don't know exactly. I think they're just they're probably just doing it for just for themselves to get reelected, just to get votes and be like, I'm trying to do this thing, even though they know that it's going to get shot down in court. They're like, well, at least I'm trying. I'm fighting the good fight for you people that are voting for me.
Yeah, it's a charade. It's all a charade. They'll just say whatever they believe that the status quo is at the moment. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I don't like. When you brought up today that we're going to be talking about this, like, God, I have to dip my toe back into fucking politics and shit. Like, I just don't follow it anymore because I think it's all fucking lies, dude.
It is.
Like,
I
try not to get wrapped up in it anymore. And like,
well, and
when it comes to gun control, I do get kind of fucking fired up about it because it does hit close. It hits home to me because like I really don't feel safe a lot of the time.
Yeah,
and I have no reason not to feel safe, But at the same time, like I know that there are violent people out there, and there are. We're swimming with fucking sharks, dude. And like, if they're saying, "Oh, before you jump in the water with these sharks, we need to fucking cut your arms and bleed out there with the sharks," it's only because there's some guy that he cut his wrist and now he's dying, or some gay shit, right?
Yeah,
I don't know. That analogy was kind of dumb.
I don't know where you're getting at with that. You went somewhere. I don't know where you went, but you went somewhere with it, and
we're swimming with sharks, dude.
We are swimming with sharks.
When you swim with sharks, you got to be able to kill them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's gonna kill you. So fuck them.
That's true. And and it doesn't matter how you kill a shark, as long as the shark is dead.
Exactly. And you're not.
And you're not. But yeah, I mean, even in our little town, there's fucking not good people here.
There's violence all over.
There's violence all over.
There are violent people everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of violence that does not get disclosed to the public.
Yes.
There's a lot of extremely violent individuals with huge financial investments that don't want to be found out.
Yeah.
Those are the people I'm protecting myself from. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? So.
Yep. Yeah, and that's why, as a husband, I taught Ashley. For one, I taught Ashley how to shoot because she wanted to become a cop, so she had to learn how to shoot. And but even if she didn't want to become a cop, she would learn how to shoot because I want her to be able to protect herself at all times. And that's why my daughter is going to learn how to shoot, because she's going to grow up just being around guns and knowing how to handle guns from a young age. Because I want her to go out in the world prepared, not relying, I don't want her to have to rely on someone else coming to save her.
Yeah.
I want her to be able to save herself if she has to. I want her to be able to defend herself, not just with a gun, but with her hands if she has to.
Oh, yeah.
She's going to have to learn. She's going to learn how to fight, because the world isn't fucking nice out there all the time. But you know what makes the world a little bit more bearable, a little bit easier to deal with, knowing that not every person you encounter is going to be a good person, is the confidence in knowing how to defend yourself at all times. Whether you have a gun, whether you have nothing, or whether you have a knife, or whatever you have. Knowing how to defend yourself and having the confidence to be able to walk around places and be like, if something happens to me, if someone bad is going to come around me, then I can at least give myself a chance to either prevent it from happening or at least stall a really bad thing from happening until someone can get there to help.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah. And also, like, a lot of criminals kind of look for, like, an easy lunch for the most part. And if there's, like, I don't know, a decently trained person with empty-handed or fucking arm skills, they generally are like, the juice is just not worth the squeeze on that.
Yeah. That's why
a lot of criminals don't want to die.
Yeah.
Or get hurt.
That's why that's why the mass shootings happen in gun-free zones, like schools and malls.
Yeah.
A lot of malls are gun-free zones, but like that one dude in Indiana, what the fuck's his name?
Elijah Dickens?
Yep, that guy. He didn't give a fuck. He
No.
carried in a mall, and he stopped mass shooting.
Yeah.
I think a couple people died, which is sad and it sucks. But a hell of a lot more people would have died if he wasn't there, or he wasn't carrying.
Yep.
Thank God he was there and carrying a gun that he was comfortable with. So comfortable that he fucking put the dude down at like 40-something yards. Mm-hmm. Wasn't it? 30, 40 yards, something like that?
Yeah. I think what was released is that he engaged him from 50 yards. Really, all they put out was that he engaged the shooter from 50 yards.
Yeah.
There's a lot of debate about that, whether he maneuvered on the guy or not. Either way, he got fucking steel on flesh at 50 yards with a Glock 17, I think.
I think it was.
Something like that. It was a Glock.
Mm-hmm.
9mm. Yeah, good for him.
But yeah, good for him. Good for
a lifesaver, and
more than anything else, good for everyone else that was in that mall. That would have been, fucking shark food.
Yeah, and the mall was a gun-free zone.
Yeah,
but that's not a legal definition. That's just saying, please don't bring a gun in here.
Yeah, if they see that you're carrying a gun, they can ask you to leave, and you'd have to abide because it's private property, and if they tell you to leave, you have to leave. Mm-hmm. But they didn't know, and when he fucking shot down that shooter, the mall was like, "Hey, you know what? We're not gonna be mad because you killed a fucking potential mass shooter." Yeah, that's huge. That's one thing that these anti-gun fucking nerds don't talk about, is they don't talk about all the prevent, like the mass shooting that guns prevent. You know, they don't talk about it a lot because it doesn't get the headlines because it worked. You know?
Yeah.
Like Elijah Dickens, there's another dude at a church or something like that shot some dude that was coming in there with a gun. And he fucking put that dude down right when he got in the door, basically. Mm-hmm. It's like, dude.
And those are just national headlines, dude. I mean, there are...
Oh.
You can go down a YouTube rabbit hole of people defending their lives with handguns.
Yeah.
Successfully. There's also a bunch of that are not successful, but...
What's that YouTube channel? The Active Self-Protection?
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude rules.
Yeah.
He's awesome. But
Mike Correa, shout out, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, that dude's
Come on the show.
Shit. Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. But he has his whole YouTube channel is about people protecting themselves.
Mm-hmm. I love that YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's fucking badass, dude. Kind of goofy, but I like it.
But there are also a bunch on there of people not being able to defend themselves and where they fucked up.
Right. Either way, it's a good learning experience.
Yeah, for sure.
But my last thing I want to talk about too. So a lot of these anti-gunners, well, go ahead and say they're Democrats or liberals, right?
Usually.
Yeah.
Nah, there are some Republicans.
That's true. There are some, but majority, right?
Yep.
And you know they're also like the BLM thing and everything else. Like obviously they're very anti-racist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why do they hate black guns?
Because they're actually racist.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to go ahead and say it.
These are also the same
They're closet racists.
These are also the same people that think that black people don't have the knowledge to go out and get a government-issued ID.
It's true. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, when it comes to voting, yeah, they need to have... They can't have voter ID laws because
black people,
Democrats believe that black people are so incompetent that they cannot get a driver's license or a government-issued ID in order to vote.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty fucking racist, dude.
It's extremely racist.
So they hate black guns, and they think black people are dumb. It's kind of fucked up. Don't support them. If you're actually anti-racist, then you should be pro-gun.
No, 100%, dude.
Yeah, so that's where I want to end it at. If you're actually anti-racist,
support black guns.
That's right.